नमस्ते सर। मेरा नाम अभिषेक है और मैं आपका सर बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ। आपके जो यूट्यूब पे वीडियोस हैं उसके थ्रू मेरे को काफ़ी सपोर्ट मिला मेरे डिजिटल सिग्नल प्रोसेसिंग सब्जेक्ट में, और आपकी वीडियोस के थ्रू मेरे जो कंसेप्ट है वो क्लियर हो पाए और काफ़ी सपोर्ट मिला। तो सर उसके लिए धन्यवाद करता हूँ, क्योंकि अभी हाल ही में मेरा रिज़ल्ट आया और मैंने काफ़ी अच्छे मार्क्स के साथ जो है अपने सेमेस्टर को क्लियर किया। उसके लिए आपके सपोर्ट के लिए, आपकी वीडियोस के लिए सर बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ। और जो आप काम कर रहे हैं उसके लिए बेस्ट ऑफ लक। और जो है मैं रेकमेंड करता हूँ बाकी जो लोग हैं कि आप सर का वीडियो देखें और अपने जो डाउट्स हैं उनको क्लियर करें। थैंक यू।
Humble request. Okay, so watch this video till the end. So now we are moving on the problem which is related to the Thevenin's theorem. Okay, in the previous video we have see the fundamental or concept of the Thevenin's theorem. You can, if you not see that video, you can go through that video. In the previous video I have explained the complete fundamental which is related to the Thevenin's theorem, Norton's theorem and maximum power theorem. Okay, so in this video I am taking the one numerical. So you watch this video by till end, so you will find what kind of the concept I am using here. So 100% I will tell you, if you watch this video completely, your all doubt will be clear. Okay, and you can solve any kind of the question which is related to the Thevenin's theorem. Okay, and before going to start this video, so it is my humble request, and once again you have to subscribe our channel, please. Okay, and if you like this video, then you can share this video to your friends. Okay, and also subscribe our channel once again. Thank you very much. So let's see, we have to moving the Thevenin's theorem. So what is the question? For the given circuit, find the power deliver. Okay, given circuit, that means the circuit diagram is given here. And what question? Find the power deliver to 10 ohm. Okay, so here what you have to find out? Power delivered to the 10 ohm. So here 10 ohm resistor by Thevenin's theorem. In the exam you can always listen, this term is always mentioned whenever question is related to the Thevenin's theorem. By using the Thevenin's theorem, find out any resistance. Here you can see what they have asked, find out the power delivered to the 10 ohm resistance. So here where is the 10 ohm? This is the 10 ohm resistance, you can see. Okay, so that's why we have mark as a, this is the load resistance. So we can mark as a, this is the A and this is the B, this is the load branch. Okay, clear? So this is our load branch. Clear? So here current passing through this load, we can say it is the IL. So this is the load resistance. So in this circuit diagram, so our load resistance is the 10 ohm. Okay, or our motto is what? First initially we have to find out IL, and then we have to find out the power delivered to the this load resistance, that is the power delivered to the 10 ohm. Okay, so this is our question. For to solving this question we need to find out IL also. Okay, so listen next. This is the question is clear. Here you can say Vx is given, this is the dependent sources are given, this Ix current so voltage source, you can see this is the voltage source which is depend on this current source, and this is the voltage source which is depend on the this voltage source. Okay, that is the Vx. So now you can see first step we have to moving on the first step. First step is what? Calculation of the VTH. Clear? Calculation of the VTH. Whenever we are moving for the calculation of VTH, so always remember this line, replace what I am writing here, you can to keep in your mind, replace load resistance, that is the RL by open circuit. Okay, by open circuit. So this word here, so here this is our load resistance, we have replaced by the open circuited, that means we have removed this load resistance here. Okay, and this circuit become open here. So this is our terminal A and this is our terminal B. Okay, so here it is open. Now you can see what is the resistance here. I will write here 1 ohm, this is the 2 volt, again this is the plus minus Vx as it is 1 ohm. Okay, this is the 4 volt as it is, and here is the resistance. So this is the 2 ohm, and this current passing through, this is what? Ix. This is the 1 ohm and this is 2 Vx. Okay, and then here it is the 2 ohm on, this is the 10 Ix. Okay, So when we remove this resistance, across this resistance we have to find out the VTH. So that's why I will write here in dot dot form, and I will write here we have to find out the VTH. So this is just, it is the open circuit, do not consider it is the connected. It is for your understanding, we are expecting it is the VTH is we have to find out across this terminal. So what is here, this dot line what indicating, we have to find out VTH across A and B terminal. Clear? So this is, you have to understand what we have to find out. Again I am repeating, we have to find out the VTH across this terminal, and it is the open circuit. Okay, so but if you consider virtually, we are connecting for only the to find out the VTH. So let's move first to solve this question. Again we have to consider the Thevenin's theorem. Okay, so if I consider this is the mesh 1, I am using here the mesh analysis to solve this question. So this is the mesh 1 and current passing through, this is the I1. This is the mesh 2 and current passing through, this is what I will consider here the I2. Okay, and important thing what I explain you, I am considering this is virtually connected. So if we, what happen whenever student calculate this VTH, so they will do some kind of the mistake. So they will not do that mistake. For that what I am considering this circuit is open circuit, but for understanding purpose, I am considering this is the mesh 3 and current passing through, this is the I3, but it will be the 0. Why it is 0? The current passing through this open circuit is always 0. So here you can see we have considered I3, but value is what here? 0. Clear? For your calculation purpose only. Clear? So I have mentioned it, I3 equals to 0. So now next step what we have to do from the circuit diagram. Okay, so in next step from the circuit diagram. So next from the circuit diagram, whatever parameter we can receive from directly from the circuit diagram, so we have to mention here. So here you can see first thing, that is what I3 equals to 0, because this is the open circuited. Okay, so that's why I will write here the value of the I3 we have assumed and it is the 0 ampere. Clear? Due to the, what is the condition? Due to the open circuit. Clear? Then next we can directly calculate Vx, and Vx is this is the Vx and current passing through this 1 ohm. So here you can see the current is coming through, and here is what sign? Negative sign. So I will write here Vx equals to minus 1 I1. What I am writing here minus 1, I am just following this direction, and I am the minus sign is here, so that's why I am directly writing here minus I1. To know this concept, you can watch my mesh analysis video. Okay, I have explained over there. So you can see this is the what. Next Ix, you can see this is the Ix and this is the what? I2. So this is again same. So this is the Ix. I will write here Ix equals to I2. Okay, so you can see here we have whatever parameter we can directly calculate from that circuit diagram. So we have mentioned here, you can see I3 is 0, so I have mentioned is 0. Vx is what? Vx equals to across this resistance, so that is the current passing through this resistance is 1 ohm, I1, and this is what? Vx equals to minus 1 I1, and then Ix equals to I2. Now next step, we have to apply the KVL to the mesh 1. Okay, so here we will apply KVL to the mesh 1. You can see the circuit diagram. So next step, apply KVL to mesh 1. Okay, so here I will use the direct method. For how can you solve direct method, or how you can apply the direct methods, for that you have to watch my mesh analysis video. So I will provide the link in the in the I button. You can see that link you will find out the mesh analysis video. Okay, so here you can see this is the I1, I2 and I3. Clear? So because why am I consider I1, I2 and 3, we have considered 3 meshes. Clear? So this is the open circuit mesh, so the value of I3 will be 0, but we have to consider only for the calculation purpose. So then I will write here on this side we have the always current, on this side we have always as the voltage. So this side आपका current, this side we have the current, and this side you have voltage. So now we have to see, we have applying the KVL to the mesh 1. So we will consider this mesh will be the negative, remaining all will be the positive. Okay, in the mesh which we are applying the KVL to that mesh, so that mesh current will be the negative, remaining all will be the positive. So here after that what you have to check, you have to check through which resistance current I1 is passing. So in the mesh 1, so it is the 1 ohm, it is the 1 ohm, this is the 2, so 1 plus 1 it is 2. So I will write down here 2 ohm. Now I2, what will be the magnitude of I2? So magnitude of I2 will be the, now we have to check in this mesh through the which resistance current I2 is passing. So this is the mesh 1, and the current this is the resistance through which I2 is passing, you can see. Okay, so I will write here the value of 1 here only. Next I3, so here you can see the I3 is here, but we are applying the KVL here, so there is no current is passing through the any resistance of this mesh. Okay, so I will write here directly 0, magnitude here I3 will be 0. After that we have to move on the voltage. Okay, so we have to move same direction, whatever direction is mentioned that you have to. So you can see this big line will indicate the positive, this small line will indicate negative, here will indicate the positive and negative. So this is our direction of the current. So we are coming from in this direction, you can see this is the positive, so I will write here plus 4. Okay, so I will write here plus 4. Then I will coming here in this way, here you can see this is the minus sign, so I will write minus sign. Whatever sign is there I will follow that. Okay, do not get much confused. Now I will simplify this equation. So here you can see this is minus 2 I1 plus 1 I2 plus 0, or as we know we have I3 equals to 0, so I will write here 0, and this is 4 minus 2, this is the plus 2. So I will rewrite this equation, minus 2 I1 plus 1 I2 equals to 2. Okay, and this is my equation number 1. Clear? So this you can see the equation number 1. Next we have to apply the KVL to the mesh 2. This is the mesh 2, here we have to apply the KVL in mesh 2. So next step, apply. Video will be lengthy, so you have to watch till end. Apply KVL to, because question is also lengthy, apply mesh 2. So here you can see this is the mesh 2. So again we will directly note down I1, I2 and I3. Clear? So we are applying the KVL to the mesh 2, so we will write this will be the minus, remaining all with the positive. Okay, now we have to write down the magnitude. So we have to check through which resistance of the mesh 2 current I1 is passing. Only here you can see the 1, this is the resistance which is common for the mesh 1 and mesh 2. So okay, so here this I1 is passing through the 1 ohm resistance, and this is also for the mesh 2 resistance. This resistance also common for the mesh 2. So I will write here this is the 1. Next I need to check through the which resistance of mesh 2 the current I2 is passing. So I2 is passing through the 1 ohm, I2 is passing this 2, so 1 plus 2 3, and again it is passing through the 1, so it is 4. So I will write here it is the 4. So here you can see this is the 4. And through which resistance I3 is passing? So through this resistance, you can see this I3, this is but 0, but I will write here 1. Okay, so later on we will put the value of the I3 equals to 0. Now next we have to write down the magnitude voltage. So if we come in same direction, so it is what? Plus. So I will write here plus 2 Vx. Then I will come in this direction. So here you can see this is the minus and this is the plus. So you can see you come here. So I will write here minus what is here 4. Clear? And this is the whatever. So now you can see 4 I have mentioned directly here. So we will simplify it. So this is 1 I1 minus 4 I2 plus 1 into I3 is, as we know, 0. So we have to put 0, and 2 Vx. What is the value of Vx? Vx equals to here. So this is the Vx. From Vx we will put here this value. Clear? So Vx equals to, you can see 2 in minus 1 I1 and minus 4. Clear? So further we have to simplify it. So you can see this is 1 I1 minus 4 I2, it's become 0, then 2, this is minus 2 I1, it is 2 into minus 1, that is minus 2 and minus 4. So this minus 2 we will shift on the left hand side, so it's become positive. So this is the 2I1, then plus 1I1, then minus 4I2, and it is minus 4. Okay, so this is minus 2I1, sorry, plus 2I1 and 1I1, this become the 3I1. Okay, and this is the minus 4I2 equals to minus 4. Clear? And this is the our equation number 2. Okay, this is the equation 1, so this become equation number 2. Clear? So this is the equation number 2. So further, next we have to solve this equation 1 and 2. Okay, so here I will write, by solving equation 1 and 2. So I have already solved. You can solve by using the calci. So you will get the answer, that is the I1 equals to, I1 equals to, it is the minus 0.8 ampere, and I2 equals to, this will be the 0.4 ampere. Okay, so this is the what is value we have calculated for I1 and I2. I hope you know. Once I will show you how can we calculate. So let's see. Go in equation 5. Okay, only two unknowns are here, so first option we have to choose. Then what is the magnitude here? Minus 2, so you have to write, enter minus 2. Then what is the magnitude here? In this case 1, so I will write 1. Then 2, so you have to enter 2. Okay, then second equation, so magnitude of I1 is 3, so I have entered 3. Magnitude of I2 is minus 4, so you need to enter minus 4. Then finally minus 4, you have to enter minus 4. Okay, so equals, so you will get, this is the what, minus 0.8. you can see this is minus 0.8. then next this is 0.4. so that's why I have because okay, so I have already calculated this previously, so that's why I have directly written, but I have already shown you. Now you can see next step, writing VTH equation. This is the very important, writing VTH equation. Okay, so it is the most important, how you can write the VTH equation. So here for this circuit diagram, okay, this circuit diagram you have to write down the VTH. So here why we have considered I3 equals to mesh 3 as a virtual mesh, and we have considered I3 equals to, so for that this is the reason to calculate the VTH. So now we have to use this loop is same as it is whatever we have to write down the mesh analysis. Same method. What is the same method? Whatever we have follow for the mesh 1 and mesh 2, so same method we have to apply to calculate the VTH. But if we do not consider this as a mesh, then we have to follow this path. Okay, so in that kind of what happen, I have seen many students do the mistake over here. So that's why I have find out some different method. So you can consider this as the virtual mesh. Okay, that is the mesh 3, and value of I3 will be the here 0 because it is the open circuit. So using this virtual mesh, you can write down the equation. So again there are 3 meshes, so we will write I1, I2, you can see this is the I3. Okay, then through which mesh we are applying the KVL to mesh 3. Okay, so you can, we are not writing here mesh, but we are considering here we are applying the KVL. So we will write I3 will be minus here, and remaining all will be the positive. Again this will be the positive. Now what is the current passing through the mesh 3? So in case of the I1, so what is the magnitude of I1? So you can see so I1 is not passing through the any resistance of the this mesh 3. Okay, so here I will write here 0, because you can see this mesh I1 is current I1 is here and I3 is here, but mesh I3 is here. Okay, so mesh 3 is here, sorry. So current I1 is here and mesh I3 is here, so there is no connection between these two meshes. So okay, so and this current and this mesh. So now next is what is the magnitude of I2? So I2 is here, you can see this I2 is here and it is passing through this 1 ohm. So I will write here this 1. Okay, because this resistance is common for the this mesh and this mesh. Okay, mesh 2 and mesh 3. And finally, what is the magnitude of I3? So I3, you can see in the case of I3, so I3 is what passing through the 1 ohm, 2 ohm. Okay, there are two, so I will write here 3. So I will write here magnitude is 3. Okay, then I will write the VTH equation on, as you know, as I told you, on this side you have to write down the current, okay, or this side you have to write down the voltage. Clear? So here you can see what is the voltage. So as we have to follow the same path, this path we have to follow only. Clear? So in this case we have to consider this is the voltage Vs VTH across the terminal A and B. So you can see we have to start from here. This is the plus 10 Ix. Clear? This is the plus, then minus, this is the, you can see this is the important, this is a plus. Here I will write you can see this is the plus. So first I will write 10 Ix, then we come here in this direction. So this is the open, but we have considering across this terminal we have the VTS. So I will write here plus VTS, then I will come here and then move in this. So it is what, minus sign. So I will write here minus 2 Vx. Okay, so this is the complete I will write here. So 10x plus 10 Ix plus VTH minus 2 Vx. Okay, so here simplified. So 0 I1 is 0, so I will write here it is the 0, then plus I2 we have already calculated. So value of the I2 it was, you can see what is the value of I2, 0.4. so I will put this value 1 into 0.4, then minus 3, as we know I3 is 0, so we have to put 0 directly here. Then 10 Ix is from the circuit diagram, okay, as you know. So here we have written sorry, from the circuit diagram Ix equals to I2. You can see here Ix equals I2. So I will write here 10 I2, then plus VTH, then minus 2 Vx, and Vx equals to what we have, minus 1 I1. Okay, so minus 1 I1. So I will write here minus where it is, minus 1 I1. Okay, so here you can see this is 0, we have to remove. This is 1 into 0.4, this is 0.4, and this becomes 0, then 10 I2, and we know we have already calculated the value of the I2. This is what, 0.4. okay, you can see 0.4. so again I will write here 10 into 0. So this is into 0.4. clear? So then plus VTH and minus 2, this is minus plus 2, and into I1 is what, I1 we have calculated minus 0.8. okay, so this is we have calculated minus 0.8, you can see. So now you can see here, so here you can see we have to simplify it. This is what, 0.4, this is 10 into 0.4, this is become 4, and then plus VTH, and this is what, 2 into 0.8, so it's become minus 1.6. okay, if you have any confusion you can use calci. So 2 into minus 0.8, so here you can see 1.6. okay, so this is 1.6. now I will shift this 1.6 and 4 on the left hand side, so it's become minus 4 plus 1.6 and plus 0.4 equals to VTH. so we can simplify it. So here you can see minus 4 plus 1.6 plus 0.4, so this is minus 2. okay, so here value of the VTH is, we have find out, that is the minus 2 volt. okay, in the calculation it can be negative, but in practical terms it not be negative. okay, so this is the, we have calculated the VTS. so this is our first step. Now you can see how much this video will be lengthy. okay, now we have to move on the step number 2, calculation of ISC. okay, so here we have to move little bit fast. So in step 2, first calculation of the ISC. So for calculating the calculation of ISC, what you have to do, again you have to focus on the circuit diagram. We have to remove this load resistance by the short circuit current. Okay, so this load resistance can be replaced by the short circuit here. So I will write here this line, always you have to remember or always keep in your mind, replace load resistance by short circuit. Okay, replace short circuit. So here this is the A, B, this is our load resistance, and I am replacing by the short circuit. You can see this is the short circuit, and I am mentioning the current passing through this will the short circuit current, that is the ISC, or I can say Norton's current also. Clear? Remaining thing, it will be the same as it is. What is here? It is plus minus Vx, then it is the 2 volt as it is. This is the 1 ohm, this is the 4 volt, this is the 2 ohm, this is the Ix, then it is the 1 ohm, then plus minus 2Vx, then it is 2, it is 2 ohm, then it is the 10 Ix. Okay, and it is the, as you know, ISC. So here you can see we have replaced this ISC. You can see here this is the ISC. Now again same which step we have to follow from the circuit diagram. So whatever parameter we can directly note down from the circuit, so that we have to note down. So from the circuit diagram, so that is the, what is that? Vx equals to, you can see first. Okay, one more thing remaining. This is the mesh 1. We have to consider current I1 is passing through the mesh 1. This is the mesh 2. Here I have not mentioned the value of this resistance. This is the 1 ohm. So this is the mesh 2, current passing through, this is the I2, and this is the mesh 3, current passing through the I3. Now here we are not considering I3 equals 0 because it is a complete loop. It is not open here. Okay, so it is the complete mesh. Okay, you can see. So this is the mesh 1, mesh 2 and mesh 3. So mesh 1 current I1 is following, passing, mesh 2 I2, mesh 3 I3. Okay, so now next you can see direction is always, you can see same direction you have to consider. Do not consider any another direction, only in the clockwise direction. Okay, next you can see Vx from the circuit diagram. Vx equals to what? Again same as it is, minus 1 I1. Clear? We are moving in this direction, it is minus sign, so I will written minus. If here it is plus is here, then I will write here plus only. So do not get, you have simple method you have to follow. Then next what you have, what you can see here, second thing, that is the I2 equals to Ix. So I will write here Ix equals to I2. Okay, and any another things which we have to know. So that is I3 equals to ISC. So I will write here ISC equals to I3. So here you can see I2 equals to Ix, that means Ix equals to I2, here ISC equals to I3. Okay, so this is from our circuit diagram. Now next we have to apply the KVL to the mesh 1. So next step, apply KVL to mesh 1. Okay, so apply KVL to, so here we have to consider I1, I2 and I3. Clear? So you can see there are 3 meshes. I have written 3 currents. So we are applying the KVL to the mesh 1. So this will be the negative, remaining all will be the positive. Now we have to calculate the magnitude through which resistance of the mesh 1 current I1 is passing. It is passing through the 1 and 1. So it will be the 2. Through which resistance current I2 is passing of the mesh 1. So that is the only 1 ohm. So I will write here 1. And through which resistance current I3 is passing of the mesh 1. So there is no I3 is here and mesh 1 is here. So there is no relation. So I will write here it is 0. Clear? Next, now we have to check the voltage. So this is the plus sign. Here you can see this is the plus and minus. So I will write here plus 4, and here it is, if I will come in this directions like this, the current is coming in this direction. So it is minus, it is plus. So I will write here minus 2. Why I am writing here plus and minus? You can see this current is flowing in the clockwise direction, so I am moving in this direction. So it is plus sign, so that I will read plus 4. Then I move in this direction and come here, so it is minus, so I will return here minus. Okay, I hope it is clear. So now simplify it. So it is minus 2 I1, this is plus 1 I2 and plus 0 I3. Okay, and it is the 2. So this is the mesh 1. Clear? And this is the equation number 1. Now next, apply KVL to the mesh 2. So second, apply KVL to mesh 2. So this is, again I will write I1, I2 and I3. So I1, we are applying the KVL to the mesh 2, so it will be the negative, it will be the positive, and now we have to check the magnitude. So through which resistance? So mesh 2, I1 is passing, so only 1, so this will 1. I2 is passing through mesh 2, so this is 1, 2, 3 and plus 1, so it will be the 4. Then through which resistance? I3 is passing of the mesh 2, so this is 1, so I will write here 1. Then what is the magnitude? Again I will write, so here you can see this is a plus 2 Vx and then it is minus 4. Clear? So I will simplify it. It is minus 1 I1 minus 4 I2 plus 1 I3 and 2 Vx. Vx equals to what? Vx equals to minus I1. So I will put down this value here, minus 1 I1 and minus 4. So again I1 minus 4 I2 minus 4 I2 plus 1 I3, and this is what? Minus 2 I1 and minus 4. So I will shift this minus 2 I1 on the left hand side. So it is the minus plus 2 I1, so minus plus I1 minus 4 I2 plus 1 I3 equals to minus 4. And then I will write this equation on this side, you can see. So next you can see this is 2 I1 1 I1, so it is 3 I1 minus 4 I2 and plus 1 I3, so 1 I3 and it is minus 4. So this is our equation number 2. Equation number 2. Next we have to apply the KVL to the mesh 3. Here we have to apply the KVL. So next apply KVL to mesh 3. So again I will write I1, I2 and I3. So we are applying the KVL to the mesh 3. So here you can see it will be the negative, remaining all will be the positive. Now we need to write down the magnitude. So through in the mesh 3, current I1 is passing through any resistance? No, because I1 current is here and mesh 3 is here, so it will be the 0. Clear? Next I2 is passing through the 1 ohm, so I will directly write down 2, sorry 1 not 2, 1. Next I3 is passing through which resistance? 1 ohm, 2, 3 ohm, so this is only 3. And now next we have to calculate the voltage. So it is, you can see the plus 10 Ix and this is minus 2 Vx. Okay, so you can go in this direction like this. Okay, so when you go, this is plus, when you come here it is a minus, so you have to write down minus 2 Vx. Clear? Then next again you can see this is the plus Vx, so 10 Ix, then I will come in this direction here, this is 2, so minus 2 Vx. Clear? And this is the resistance minus 3, so this is 1 and this is 2, so this is I have written here 3. Okay, so now see, simplify it. 0 I1 plus 1 I2 minus 3 I3 and this is 10 Ix. 10 Ix equals to I2, so this is 10 I2 and minus 2 and this is minus 1. Vx equals to minus I1, so minus 1 I1, so 0 I1 plus I2 minus 3 I3, 10 I2 and this is minus plus 2 I1, and I will shift this 2 I1 on the left hand side, so it's become minus 2 I1, okay, plus 0 I1 plus 1 I2 minus 3 I3 equals to 10. Okay, so we have to also shift this 10 I2, so it will become the minus 10 I2 and it is become 0. So now you can see this is minus 2 I1 and 0, so it is 2 minus 2 I1, then plus 1 I2 and minus 10 I, so it is minus 9 I2 and this is minus 3 I3 equals to 0. So this is the equation number 3. Okay, so this is the equation number 3. So now solving equation 1, 2 and 3. So here solving equation 3. So solving equation 1, 2 and 3. So we get, you can solve this equation in your using the calci. So I will get I1 equals to minus 0.857. Okay, so I will show you how you can calculate. Fifth, there are 5 unknown. Okay, you can see here sorry, 3 unknown. So I will consider 2 number. So this is 2. First, what is the magnitude of I1 here? So I will put, I am considering the equation number 1 first. Okay, so minus 2, so minus 2, then 1, then 1, then 0, then 0, then minus 2, so then 2. Next we have to consider equation number 2. So what is the first magnitude I1? 3, 3, then minus 4, so minus 4, then 1, so sorry 1, okay, and minus 4, so minus 4. Clear? Next, last equation, so minus 2, minus 2, minus 9, minus 9, minus 3, minus 3, and the 0, last 0. So now you can see what is the 0.857. Okay, so this is the value of the, here x will indicate the value of the I1. Okay, so you can see here this is the I1. Next I2, I2 equals to this is the what, 0.285. Clear? This is the I2. Third, sorry, so this is the minus 2 point, so I3 will be minus 0.285. okay, so this is the value of the I1, I2 and I3. okay, so now you can see what is the value of IAC. This is the IAC, and IAC is equals to the I3. So I will write here IAC equals to I3, and I3 is equals to minus 0.285 ampere. Okay, so this is the our answer of step 2. Now here important thing, the direction of this current is downside, because you can see, so I will write here direction of also, this is on downside. Clear? So this is the direction. If I change this direction, so this magnitude will become positive. Remember this. If I change this direction on upward direction, so this negative sign convert into the positive. Sorry. So next step number 4. So step 4, so calculation of RTH. okay, so calculation of RTH. So to calculate the RTH, what we have to do, we have to use the Ohm's law. So that is the Ohm's law. According to the Ohm's law, RTH equals to VTH upon IAC. okay, and we know the VTH equals to, we have already calculated, this is the value of 2. Here you can see this is the 2, okay, minus 2, and IAC equals to this one. So IAC equals to minus 0.285. So when we simplify it, so we will get 7.017. okay, so this is the ohm. So here value of RTH is 7.17 ohm. So this is the value of RTH. And the last step, that is the calculation of IL. So last step number 5, calculation of IL. So first we have to draw the Thevenin's equivalent circuit. So what is that Thevenin's equivalent circuit? As I show you in the previous video, you can go through the previous video. So Thevenin's equivalent circuit, this is the VTH in series with we have the RTH, this is the RTH, this is VTH, and here, so this is our Thevenin's equivalent circuit. You can see at VTH, RTH equals 7.1070 ohm, and this is VTH equals to minus 2 volt. Okay, and across this we have the load resistance, so that is the, and this is what, IL, this is A, this is B, and RL equals to here 10 ohm. Okay, so finally by Ohm's law, we can find out IL equals to VTH upon RTH plus RL, and VTH is minus 2, RTH is 7.017 plus RL is 10. Okay, so when we simplify it, so we will get, it is what, minus 0. You can solve in Calc 1175 ampere. Clear? This is value of IL. So minus 0.1175 ampere, direction will be the downward. Okay, so this is the value of the IL, and in the question they have asked the power delivered by 10 ohms. So it's next step, 6th step. So another step we have to solve, so that is the step number 6, and this will be the power deliver, power deliver by 10 ohm. Clear? So here you can see P 10 ohm equals to, we have to use the power equation, that is IL square or RL. This formula you have to always remember, P equals to I square R. So here IL square, so we have calculated IL equals to, you can see 0. So I will put here minus 0.1175 square into RL. RL is 10 ohm, as you know, so this is given. Now so P delivered to, that is, if you calculate using the calculator, so you will get 0.138 watt. So this is the our answer, final answer. So thank you very much, hope you enjoy this video. It's too lengthy video, but you can watch it. It will, I hope it clear your all concept. Okay, I have clear each and every step in a very minute way, so I expect that your all doubts you have been clear. If you are not clear, you can once again you can watch this video. Okay, and then okay, so now friends, thank you. If you like this video, please share this video to your friends and subscribe our channel. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Naresh Joshi. Thank you, Naresh Joshi. Thank you, Naresh Joshi.